Some things just look cinematic. Cinematicness is a difficult one to describe because there's no set rulebook, no formula for creating a cinematic image. There are thousands of different ways that you can shoot video in a cinematic way. So why is it so hard? What makes a video look cinematic? There are a number of different factors that you have to consider. You've got the way the camera's being moved, the lenses that are being shot with, the actual camera equipment itself, the sound design, the set design, the color grading, and the actual talent. All of these things come together to aid the process of creating a cinematic looking image. But if there's one thing that stands out as being the most important, it will be lighting. If you don't think about lighting, then you're really going to struggle to create a cinematic looking image. And if there's one piece of advice that I could give to myself when I was just starting out making these videos, it would be to invest in lighting equipment. But you know what? I don't think I would have listened. You see, when I was first investing in camera equipment, the thought of lenses, camera bodies, stabilizers, gimbals, sliders, tripods, and all that sort of thing seemed really exciting. I'd order them online and I couldn't wait for them to arrive, and then as soon as they did, I'd be using them all day long and I'd be absolutely loving it. Whereas the thought of a new set of lights and spending a lot of money on a new set of lights, that really didn't interest me. And I think it might be because when you buy a new kit for your camera, the improvement is instant. You get yourself a new gimbal and now suddenly you have smooth, shake-free video. You get yourself a new wide aperture lens and now you have super shallow depth of field to play with. But if you get yourself a new light, I mean, it arrives and you turn it on and then it makes things brighter. The thing is with lighting is that to use it effectively is really, really hard, and it requires lots and lots of practice, something that I've been trying my best to do over the past 6 months. But even the simplest scenes, such as me being sat in my camper van, are improved by lighting. To get this look, we use 2 different lights and a handful of light modifiers. We have the Aputure 300D LED light shining light through the window of the camper van, which is then being softened by a 5-in-1 diffuser, which is going to create a nice soft light across the right hand side of my face. And then for the left hand side, slightly darker side of my face, we actually put a black 5-in-1 up against the side wall, which creates negative fill, also known as a shadow. And then behind me we have got a Dracast 1x1 LED, which is shining light up towards the ceiling of the camper van, just to light up the top of my head to stop my hair looking too dark. And if you're wondering why we aren't using the actual clip of me talking in the camper van, is because by the time I'd actually recorded it and managed to get all my words out, the whole thing had steamed up, turning the entire background blue, which we only noticed in grading, and it looked really, really weird. Some things you just can't anticipate. Using light isn't just about using lights. You can create incredibly dramatic images just making use of the sun. When I'm shooting outside, I like to shoot during golden hour, which is a time of day just after the sun rises and just before the sun sets, when the sunlight cuts across the landscape, creating golden light and long shadows. Now, flatness is the #1 thing that you want to avoid while filming, and light is a big element in ensuring your videos don't look it. Shooting at golden hour means that objects in your scene will pop out, with edges being highlighted, some parts being cast in shadow, creating contrast and ultimately adding depth to your scene. What I'm trying to say with this video is that cinematography isn't about gear or fancy camera movements, it's about taking the time to think about the image that you want to shoot, and it's about making sure you've considered all of the elements of the shots. Light is a massive element, and once you get that under your control, then it's going to take your work to the next level.